Oh, you know it. There ain't no love in the heart of the city. That's Bobby Blue and his band. Oh, yeah, you know it. And that's Bobby Blue from the Lincoln Lawyer. Ain't no heart in the heart of the city. Been a lot going on in the city of Pittsburgh the last few weeks. There's been some stuff going on with the, with the city of Pittsburgh, and also what's been going on with, the county and the budget and things like that. So, been a lot going on. We have a lot to talk about here. It's Ralph's Opinion Local every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here on your social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. All right, I'm gonna play you a little video here. And the reason I'm playing this video is because this is today, or I'm gonna play this sound, not a video, it's a sound of the hold on a second, let me get this where I need it to be here first. All right. We're going to play this soundbite today of Rick Earl from Channel 11 News in regards to, and this is how a mess the city of Pittsburgh is, okay? So I'm going to play this for you in a few moments here. And this video has to do with EMS and the firefighters fighting over service times, all different types of problems here. Another problem with the Gainey administration in the city of Pittsburgh. Watch or listen.
We're directed through the voting process by...
Okay, hold on. That wasn't the audio I wanted. I have the audio I want to get here. If I can get it, there we go. All right, the audio I need. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at this. All right. Okay. Trying to find this audio here, which I had, and it has to do with Rick Earl, who is the investigative reporter for Channel 11 News. And what he does is he has this thing, or he did a report today involving the situation between the EMS and the paramedics. The paramedics, the EMS, and the firefighters. Firefighters are willing to do anything it takes to try to help EMS, but EMS is screaming about it. And the firefighters have reported that the EMS is that the paramedics are not showing up on they're late to calls, and what's happening is that the EMS took it offensive, and now the firefighters are now they're being accused of taking the okay, here we are. I found it now. I think I have the video now, or the let me see. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready? All right, here we are. Here's the audio from this report from Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
Bureau and Emergency Medical Services locked in a power struggle over response times and what some are calling a hostile takeover attempt. Our chief investigator, Rick Earl, joins us live in the studio with the exclusive details on this. And Rick, tensions are rising. So what's going on here?
Yeah, David, it's getting hot. A proposal by the Fire Bureau to take over some of the services of EMS ignited this firestorm, and it sparked a flurry of scathing emails and letters from the unions and the head of EMS. The Pittsburgh Fire Bureau, according to a letter obtained by 11 Investigates, sent a proposal to the mayor and public safety director that would allow them to take over some of the duties of EMS, including transporting patients and providing rescue services. Councilman Anthony Coghill believes the bureaus should remain separate, but says fire could provide some relief.
If EMS is so understaffed, which they are, and we're lucky to have firefighters who are, a lot of them, most of them are trained paramedics now. So, we are fortunate to have them as a backup, I will say.
To bolster the proposal, Firefighters Union President Ralph Sicuro, in a letter to the mayor, detailed the impact of EMS staffing shortages, saying manpower issues have led to extended on-scene time and increased workloads and fatigue for firefighters and delayed responses by EMS. He's urging the mayor to take immediate action to ensure timely medical care for citizens. That prompted a stir stern response from EMS Chief Amira Gilchrist. In an email to medics, Gilchrist calling the move by the Fire Bureau a hostile takeover, urging employees to come together and ratify the contract. Quote, I know everyone enjoys having time off. However, because of the pitfalls of the continued cycle of our inability to staff our service, another bureau is actively fighting to take over everything that we have worked for. Fire Union President Securo, in response, sent a scathing letter to the mayor accusing Gilchrist of attempting to coerce employees into agreeing to a contract and calling it detrimental to the working relationship between fire and EMS. Quote, her recent actions suggest a troubling approach to leadership, one that exacerbates existing tensions between the fire and EMS bureaus instead of working toward a collaborative and effective resolution.
I don't understand what the tensions are there quite yet, but obviously I'll help smooth them over in any way I can.
Now, both the fire union and the medics union declined comment. I reached out for a response from the fire and EMS bureaus, and they also had nothing to add.
All right, that was Rick Earl from Channel 11 News with a report today that says, and I quote, that the EMS and the fire and paramedics are having a problem, obviously. All right. And the Fire Bureau, and I don't blame them. I mean, this is, I've said this many times, and now it's happening here in Pittsburgh even more. I've said that it affects people's health. And now this is affecting people's health. And I get it. The medics are backed up like a toilet. They don't have, they're behind the eight ball. They have several people who, that they need. They're behind on calls. They're behind on staff. They're behind on this. They're behind on that. That goes into poor leadership. Okay. All right. Poor leadership. All right. It's that simple. Okay. And what happens is it starts at the top. And where does the top go? To the mayor's office. The mayor put these people in here. Okay. And now they're having issues with this now. After the police chief just stepped down, your public safety and your health and everything else is at risk. It really is at risk. You think about this. Okay. All right. Throughout tonight's show, we're going to be talking about here on Ralph's Opinion Local about the resignation of Chief Larry Scirotto. All right. But we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-201-0500 Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. I want to welcome you to Ralph's Opinion Local. You heard the audio. You heard what Rick Earl said from Channel 11 News about the EMS and the firefighters union now fighting. And then on top of that, the chief paramedic who's in charge of this, Gilchrist, is being accused of trying to get her employees to sign a new contract or to do something. Okay, because there's going to be a strike with the EMS. There's going to be a strike. All right. And what are we going to do now in the city of Pittsburgh? All right. You think about that. It's going to be a strike. It's coming. All right. The police are shorthanded. All right. Paramedics are shorthanded. Firefighters are shorthanded. Everybody is shorthanded. And it's affecting two things now. It's not only affecting public safety, it's affecting health. Your health. You call paramedics and you're going to be there forever because they're not coming right away. Okay? And now they want to go on strike. And then, we can't have firefighters helping us out. What? You're being late. You're shorthanded. Why not? Did you hear what Anthony Coghill said? Most of all the firefighters are equipped to be paramedics. Why not accept the help? Well, can't do that. That's against union contract. Yeah. Go ahead. Somebody gets a heart attack and dies because you're taking 6 years to get there. It better not happen to me, because I'll guarantee you my family will sue. Okay? And then the city of Pittsburgh wants to know why they're broke, because they don't have any money, because they got to pay out lawsuits because of bad public safety. This is just another example of the failed Gainey administration. And the sad part about all this is I love Ed Gainey to death. I do. He's my friend. But the leadership at the mayor's position stinks. The whole administration stinks. And if you're a Pittsburgh taxpayer, you should understand that. And if you don't, then shame on you. Okay? Mayor Gainey wants to run for another term. I personally don't believe he's going to get reelected. And now I'm going to be torn between two friends because I'm friends with Corey O'Connor too. And he's planning on running. You know, how many more times is it going to stack up and stack up and stack up with this administration? You just had the police chief that was embarrassing and just stepped down. We're going to talk about that shortly, right after the first break. There was a public hearing yesterday, or a backdoor or a private meeting with City Council and Deputy Mayor Jake Pollock, who really didn't have too many. And again, I like Jake. I told you last week that last Monday we had a meeting with Jake Pollock about PCTV, which I've been giving you updates on. But he had really no answers at this hearing with Anthony Coghill, who's in charge of public safety through City Council, and probably one of the only guys at City Council that I would trust or listen to or agree with, because most of what he has to say is proper. Teresa Kell Smith's not bad, but most of the rest of them are weak. Okay, on City Council. All right, you got Daniel Lavelle, who wants to put who spent $600,000 in putting porta potties downtown or parties downtown. $600,000 that you could get some more policemen, or you could do something else with public safety. This is another reason why we need to call in the National Guard here to help us fix this. I'm telling you, if it's not fixed by the draft in 2026, it's going to be a disaster. Okay? And I know people out here who will vote for Mayor Gainey because he brought the NFL draft here. All right? Stuff like this that goes on, Mayor, you're making more and more enemies by the day. It's embarrassing. It really is. Okay? We have plenty to talk about today, including an averted strike of nurses and counselor and whatnot at Western Psych. Okay? And here's the interesting part about this. Sarah Alvarado was there. And I get it. She's a progressive Democrat who wants to stick up for working people. I get it. Okay? I really, truly get it. And UPMC kind of deserved this. All right? But we're going to talk about that as well. We come back after these words. We will talk about the Larry Sciarotto thing. We're going to talk about the Western Psych and the averted strike. Okay? The county budget, they're having another hearing tonight. It's still going on. They had one last night that lasted, 3 hours. They had one Monday night. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what some of the speakers were saying, because I caught part of the first part of the hearing. They had an hour or so to get through with the public speakers, and now they're into departments presenting things and ideas coming from the county manager and all that as to what they plan to do about fixing this budget without raising the property taxes. But you're not going to believe this. There are people out here, and I agree with some of these people, because of the services they don't want to have eliminated, that they're actually willing, believe it or not, to take the 47% increase in property taxes to keep services, which makes sense. Okay? It makes sense. All right? All right. When we come back after these words, we're going to talk about the Larry Sciarotto thing and more, so stay tuned.
Do you need insurance? Well, I have an agent for you who has has great customer service and will meet your insurance needs. Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance and Bristol West Insurance. He will help you with auto, life, renters, fire, and more. Call Robin today at 412-366-3399. Tell Robin Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance. Digital Data gives you on-demand access to a team of professional web designers and data-driven marketers for an affordable monthly flat rate. Discover your website's earning potential today. At Digital Data, our goal is to provide small businesses with the tools and services they need to be successful online by utilizing our team's deep knowledge and experience. Call now 866-276-9504.
Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Candlewood Suites in Erie. Candlewood Suites in Erie is a hotel you do not want to go to. I experienced an issue where I needed my sheets changed, and my wife went up to complain and say something. She raised her voice a little bit. They kicked us out. If you don't want to go through any of this stuff, the hotel is a dump. The general manager has bad customer service experience. So please do yourself a favor and do not stay at the Candlewood Suites in Erie, because if you do, you will regret it. So do not stay there, please. And please spread the word to anyone you know that's going to Erie to tell them not to stay at this Candlewood Suites hotel. It's a disgrace what goes on there. They disrespected me as a handicapped person, and they disrespected my mother as a senior citizen. So please do not go there. Thank you. All right. I approve that message, by the way. The election's coming up, and we'll talk later about Casey and McCormick and break down some of the local elections around here, because the election is on Tuesday of next week. So get out and vote. I urge you to do so. If you watch my Ralph's Opinion show at 7 o'clock, I gave you my synopsis is between Trump and Kamala Harris. Excuse me. All right. I wasn't going to talk about what we spoke about just before the break, but I did it because it was a breaking news. All right. Excuse me. Wow. All right. So, and it's just another stain in the Gainey administration. All right. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-2010-500 Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right. Mata's our, studio sponsor. So don't forget Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Also coming up November 9th, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And it's going to be a triple dose of Ralph. The Ralph Williams Show. My guests will be Jake Hauk and Tony Moreno. So 12:50 a.m., 92.5 FM. The Answer, starting November 9th, the Ralph Williams Show. All right. Okay, Police Chief Larry Sciarrotto, let's put it this way, former Police Chief Larry Sciarrotto. He's no longer a chief here. Okay. His last day of employment is tomorrow. Okay. Now, they had a hearing yesterday, and I urge you to get on YouTube if you can and punch up Pittsburgh City Council and look for the after or post agenda meeting, which is the meeting that's immediately follows the general meeting of City Council. Okay. So it was headed up by Anthony Coghill, who's in charge of public safety for City Council. And he had Jake Pollock there, the deputy mayor. He had several other people there to answer questions about Larry Sciarrotto. Who knew about it? What happened? And this, that, and whatever. So Saturday night, I got to see Mayor Gainey. He was at my church. My music minister, Reverend Nicole Porter, was recognized by the city for 20 years of musical service in the church and in the community. Okay. I got to talk to him for maybe about a minute. And you know what he said to me? He was very unhappy with what Larry Sciarrotto did. And again, in case you're not aware, and you just tuned in, I am friends with Ed Gainey. I'm friends with Corey O'Connor, and I'm going to be torn between the two of them. But right now, Ed Gainey's office is stained. It's stained real bad. Okay? And the reason it's stained is because of what's been going on with the entire public safety system. Okay? And you got, Lee Schmidt, he was at this thing too. He has no clue exactly what's going on. I don't think he has any idea how to be a public safety director. I was told that Hornstein, or whatever his name is, the one that runs city public works, was a desk jockey and has no idea what city parks is all about, or running the city public works. I was told that was a favor from Ed Gainey or Jake Wheatley, who is Mayor Gainey's chief of staff. All right. Anthony Coghill decided to have this meeting, and he was asking questions, and I watched it. He asked all lucrative questions, like who knew about this was going on? Why did this happen? What was said? What was not said? What was, and this and that. Now, you're a city taxpayer or someone that lives in the city of Pittsburgh. You should be alarmed by this, because it's going to cost the city $95,000 that they have to pay Larry Sciarotto because he retired, and now they have to give him his pension. So they say he came back here to get his 25 years so he could get his pension. So now he decides, well, you know what? I'm going to work 2 years here, or a year and a half or whatever, but they agreed to give him a full pension, even though he's short 6 months. Okay. But even that, all right, Anthony Coghill pointed out it's going to cost the city thousands and thousands of dollars every year to pay this man for his pension. The full pension would have been $95,000. Not a bad buck if you can get it. He worked here for 2 years. He's got his salary was about $185,000, and now he's going to get $95,000 a year for his pension, plus what he makes refereeing, which is $210,000 a year. Because I did the math, it's 70 games at $300 or $3,000 per game. At 70 games. Okay? 70 games. $3,000 a pop. Now, he loses money because he's got to eat. He's got to put gas in his vehicle, wear and tear on his car. He has to get his own hotel room. Well, he can sleep in his car. I mean, I know people that do that. Okay. So Larry Sciarotto's coming, it's coming out like a rose. And of course, if I'm Anthony Coghill and I'm city council, I'm pissed because they didn't know nothing about this. Questions were answered as to why the failure of communication between the mayor's office and city council. So when you got constituents, and you know it and I know it, everything goes out on the internet. Everything is in social media. If I got new glasses today, everyone would know about it, even if I didn't tell you. Because you know why? It's on social media all the time. So constituents are out there. They're going bananas with their council person because they want to know why they found out that Larry Sciarotto is refereeing basketball games and he's not here as the police chief, and no one was informed about it. And I don't blame people for being angry. I don't blame people for being frustrated. I don't blame people for asking questions. Because finally, people who live in the city of Pittsburgh are starting to ask questions and do things about stuff. Wow, maybe my efforts are starting to work. Okay? But at least Anthony Coghill cares. And then they interviewed Daniel Lavelle, and they interviewed Bobby Wilson. Yeah, it's really not great that the city. Bobby Wilson is useless. Daniel Lavelle is just as bad. Okay, they did nothing to help me with PCTV. I had to go through circles to get a meeting with Deputy Mayor Pollock, myself and our other producers. We had to go through hoops. It could have been done easier if city council would have stepped up like I had asked them to do and help out here. Okay? Now the police department's down to almost a little over 600. They have budgeted for 800. All right. So how much more of the effect of public safety on the people of Pittsburgh is this going to continue to happen? And Mayor Gainey, as I mentioned before, wants to run for another term. I don't see this happening. I'm sorry, Ed. I love you to death, like I said, but I'm sorry. You're not going to make it. And it sounds negative. And I get emails all the time. You can chime in here, or you can email mailbag, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. I'll be happy to read your email over there. I get emails all the time. Ralph, you're picking on the mayor. No, I'm just telling the truth. You live in your own, everybody in Pittsburgh lives in their own little bubble here, and they don't see the whole limelight of everything because everybody's too busy doing this. And please, don't take this the wrong way. People in Pittsburgh are too busy doing the following: getting high and getting drunk. Getting high and getting drunk. And it's affecting this. But there are some people, there's a minority of people that are actually getting together and starting to do something. They're starting to show up down at City Hall when they were not informed about homeless shelters being built in their community. Anthony Coghill's people want to know why they're not going to be safe because there's a cut in the police department because they want to defund the police because you keep voting in progressive Democrats. Anthony Coghill wants to know why City Council wasn't informed about the police chief stepping down. Or, well, he was going to work basketball games on the city's dime, give some of that money to this Chris Rislin or Rislin or whatever his name is. I hear he's a great guy who's right now the current interim chief. Okay. Which probably they should hire instead of, and then he wants to know why, which was part of this. You got to watch this on YouTube. Or if you have the city channel on Comcast, you have to watch this. It's a post-agenda meeting they had yesterday. Okay? You got to watch this. Because I got to tell you, it was a good meeting. Anthony Coghill asked a lot of questions. He wanted to know why they wasted $80,000 to interview a man who was supposedly not supposed to be refereeing games anymore and assured he was going to give us 150% of his time to the city police department. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to referee Big Ten basketball games. So when you watch a college basketball game for the Big Ten, look for Larry Scirotto, because you probably will see him. And who knows, maybe he'll make a bad call, and guess what's going to happen after that? You're going to say, oh, I saw Larry Scirotto on TV making bad calls as a referee. He was a bad police chief, and now he's he stiffed the city, and now he's a bad referee. Hey, it's a good gig if you can get it. $3,000 a game, 70 games. I wouldn't put up with this aggravation of this here, being shorthanded, behind the 8 ball, cutting staff, cutting this, doing this, doing that, trying to work with, trying to make chicken salad with chicken that you don't have. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm Larry Scirotto, I only have to work 70 games a year. I make $210,000, plus I'm getting a $95,000 a year pension. I'm Larry Scirotto. Why not? But you stiffed the city. He didn't care. He worried about himself. He didn't care if he stiffed the city. He didn't care if city council didn't know what was going on. He didn't care that the mayor was going to make arrangements for him to go do his 70 games and come back. They had a contingency plan for that. He didn't care. Oh, well, I got tired of people getting mad. Well, what do you think people are supposed to do, Larry? Do you really think people are going to sit there and go, oh, well, it's like Pittsburgh people normally do because we're progressive Democrats around here. Oh, You know, you can go do that. Yeah. Okay. That's Ralph's Opinion Local today. The county budget. They're trying to pass a budget, and it's unpopular right now. But tonight or today, and we're going to talk about this when I come back from a break here. We're going to talk about this county budget because I watched the hearing that was on earlier. In fact, I was watching it while I was doing my Ralph's Opinion show on my phone from YouTube. Okay, they're having another hearing tonight, and everybody. In fact, it was so bad that they had to have the public comment first and then the meeting. They couldn't even get into the meeting itself because they had to spend a whole hour on public comment because there were so many people commenting. We come back after these messages. Do you want great draft coverage, great draft information? Do you want it all about any draft? NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL. Let me talk to you today about Draft Nation. Yes, Draft Nation has the best coverage of all drafts, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, anything connected with the draft. And they also have an e-magazine that they'll put in your inbox, $9.99 a month. DraftNation.com. Check them out today.
Are you handicapped and having trouble going to do your normal life activities? Well, I have the solution for you. A folding power wheelchair from Fold & Travel Mobility. They have the best models of folding power wheelchairs. Their goal is to provide best-in-class products that allow their customers to live a better and easier life. Call them at 1-877-GOT-FOLD or online at foldandtravelmobility.com. We look forward to you calling. I'm here today to tell you about some great pizza. This great pizza is at the original Hometown Pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard. Call them at 412-264-4444. Again, that number is 412-264-4444. Eat in, take out, and delivery. Look forward to you calling them. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you, and you get a discount on your order. The original Hometown Pizza.
All right, we're back here. Ralph's Opinion Local. We're here every single Wednesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. And then at 9 tonight, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to be on the Detroit Lions kneecap-biting the NFL Roundtable, which is hosted by Jeremy Ballwick, and we're going to be talking NFL Roundtable. Steelers are off this Sunday, so you don't have to worry about the Steelers this week. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500. Call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning today. They are our studio sponsor here for all RW Media production shows. All right, let's get back to the county budget. So there were some people that came on and spoke. I know a few of them. I've worked with them in prior organizations and things like that. And they're willing, believe it or not, to pay for that increase in property taxes to keep programs running. Because if this doesn't get passed, everyone, and you live in Allegheny County and you're a homeowner, you're going to have to eat it. Because these people that spoke tonight made a point earlier to say this, that if this is not the way to go with this budget and the shortfall, programs are going to have to be eliminated. And I'm talking about civil service, rent help, all different types of county programs that help people, mental health maybe, human services. They're going to have to dig to cut to make the shortfall of this budget. So in order to do so, they're going to have to increase property taxes 47%. And people are going to leave town, okay? And then somebody made a comment tonight on the comment part that when they were talking at this meeting that, oh, you got all these rich people that got all these rich homes and all that. You know what? Keep doing that to the rich. And you know what's going to happen? The rich support the poor. The rich support the middle class. Keep on picking on the rich. And the rich are going to pull out. Then what are you going to have? Nothing. because we don't have anything anyway. But you're going to have nothing because the rich are going to pull out. At least with the rich, you have something. But remember, as I've said many times, we can't take an inch. We got to have a mile. Everybody wants a mile, but nobody wants to take an inch. And this 47% property tax, you're going to have to eat it, property owners. You're really going to have to eat it. Because if I need help with rent, where am I going to go? If I need civil or human services, where am I going to go? If somebody needs help with daycare that's funded by the county, where are they going to go? You see what I'm getting at? And you'll get these people that'll sit there and go, well, don't make babies then if you won't have to worry about daycare. Nobody can live a life anymore because of what goes on in Allegheny County. You can't own a house, and people are even willing to pay more money for rent, these people. Okay? I give them credit for that. All right? Somebody once told me things are going to go up in the world, and you're going to have to just deal with it. And this is it. We're going to have to deal with this. Property owners, renters, you're going to have to eat it. You're going to have to. Landlords, going to have to eat it. Because you know why? Because we have a shortfall. And we can't dig into the county police. We can't dig into, they're talking about eliminating the county parks department, which of course is useless anyway, in some cases, but they're planning on eliminating that department head and having it ran in another department or something, just to get rid of that, just to focus on the budget. There's things right now they're looking at cut. They can't cut in the district attorney's office. I heard that lady the other night. Okay? The public defender's office was down there complaining. The justice system is suffering in this county because we don't have enough as it is to fund it. And now we're having issues, okay, trying to fix this budget that couldn't have happened if we weren't wasteful spending the COVID money. That's Ralph's opinion on that tonight. All right. $600,000 for parties downtown. Downtown Oakland, South Side, I think it said North Shore, for parties. North Side, parties. They're supposed to have 21 of them all over between the 4 communities I just mentioned. They tried to have a paid party down on the South Side, and it didn't work, and it's still sitting there. Okay? It was you paid a quarter, the door would open. I used it. It's nice, it's clean. You go in there, it has a sink, a toilet. You're allowed in there for 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So if you got to drop a deuce, you better get it done quickly. Okay? Water, soap, toilet paper, everything's in there. For a quarter. Then they raised it to 50 cents. Nobody used it. Or they broke into it and abused it because they didn't want to pay the quarter. Or they did they did something to it or vandalized it. So much for that party working out on the South Side, because people would walk into the bars, not buy a drink, and go in the bathroom and destroy the bathrooms in there and not buy anything at the bars. It's a difficult situation. We either put parties downtown or we have people urinating everywhere. Okay? Or if we don't put parties downtown, we have people just dropping trowel anywhere. And downtown's filthy and nasty anyway, so why in the world would it be any more? They interviewed some people on the news tonight and asked them, what's your thoughts about the city spending $600,000 of COVID money that could be used for other things instead of parties? Okay? Oh, there was a vendor at Market Square that complained about the fact that we need parties downtown because he said he almost peed his pants because he didn't have nowhere to go to the bathroom because the businesses won't let you in because of it's a ripple down effect because of the degenerates, bums, and homeless and the drug dealers downtown that use these bathrooms and beat them up and abuse them and everything else. Okay? $600,000 for parties downtown because you got to be an idiot. Because you got to go downtown, some of these people, and you got to, like I say, urinate, drop a deuce, and just drop your pants down and you don't care. Because uh, uh, RJ's Pizza won't let you use the bathroom. Okay? Because we won't get the homeless out of downtown either. That's preaching to the choir. So $600,000 in COVID money for parties. What can you say? That's why the city of Pittsburgh will continue to be the city of Pittsburgh. And I live it too, and I have to eat it. That's a shame. All right, Woodland Hills School District school board member has been removed because of social media posts. How can you be so stupid? See, this is what I mean about stupid never takes a vacation. Was trying to warn students and parents about something that was going on in the Woodland Hills School District, and the school district didn't like it. So she put this, he or she or whoever it was, put this thing over social media, and nobody likes it. So they removed her or him or her or whoever it is from the school board. Okay. And now that person's upset because she felt that her rights to put her whatever she wants on social media is fine. Now, my question to this is there anything inside of is there a clause or anything inside of anything or any rules or regulations that board members of Woodland Hills are not permitted to put anything on social media? That's a good question. And, Woodland Hills can get in some deep doo-doo because they're the ones who got rid of this woman. And I don't know how much she wants to be on a school board. Okay. Because to some people, that's of course, that's an accomplishment. Hey, I'm on a Woodland Hills school board. All right. But that right there is about dignity, not what Louis Schmidt thinks, the public safety director, about homeless people that sell drugs and or prostitutes and all that. He thinks they need dignity. All right. But that's a dignity. I'm allowed to put whatever I want on social media unless I sign a contract that states, quote, that I'm not supposed to do that. Okay. Some radio station where I had my Sports Corner show got angry with me because I said things about them on social media. There was nothing in my contract that states that I'm not allowed to get on social media and tell the truth. So therefore, they decided, because it's in my contract, that they at any time can cancel my show, and they did. But I walked away as well because I got tired of getting the stick. Okay. All right. But for Woodland Hills to tell us or drop somebody from the board because they put something on social media, you got to be a little bit more specific when you make that choice. All right. Because if you're not, you're going to get burned. You're going to have a lawsuit involved. All right. That's Ralph's Opinion Local tonight. How about Aliquippa? The little Quips, they can't play football anymore. There was this little Quips football league, and they had a game, and the parents decided to start getting into a big scuttlebutt. I think this is a little problem. Why don't you just suspend or arrest these parents, which some of them did get arrested for this. This happens everywhere. In every high school game, anywhere across the country, any locally or whatever. Okay? And it happens because that's the way it is now. Parents are upset because little Billy isn't playing football for the team. He's not starting. So the parents got to get angry and start screaming at the coach and causing fights. Then you get there, they're on drugs, they're high. They start swearing and cussing and making word with everybody. And then there's not enough security there to fight the situation. But this time, there was a fight between parents, and who knows what it was about. It could have been about anything. All right. But because of that, the little Quips can no longer play. the league is shut down. But don't punish everybody for somebody's stupidity. That's the way I look at this. And that's the way I see it. But that's Ralph's opinion, local. All right. All right. The city of Pittsburgh says they're ready for security for the election. No, they're not. They can't find their way out of a paper bag, public safety. So what makes you think they're going to be ready for this election? I don't think I need to say any more than that. All right. All right, we got a few more topics we're going to talk about, but first we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up here. Ralph's Opinion Local. Don't forget tonight, 9 o'clock, Jeremy Ballrick, the kneecap biting show, has a NFL roundtable every single Wednesday night that I'm on at 9 o'clock at night. And we'll be talking NFL football, so check that out. But also check out 9 a.m. every Saturday morning, the External Boom Show with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Leo Haggerty, Jeremy Ballrick. This week, it's going to be me, Ralph Williams, Jeremy Ballrick, and two special guests filling in for Scott and Leo. Filling in for Leo Haggerty will be Mike Sisak from Amped Up Sports. This is where Leo is in charge of Amped Up Sports. This is from as well. And Scott Morgenroth has some prior obligations. So we have Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. We'll be filling in for him. That's this Saturday, 9 a.m., the External Bum Show. We had some great views for the show. One-day views. We broke the record for one-day views. All right? And remember what they said on White Men Can't Jump? There ain't no vista and no views. Well, there were a lot of views for this show, and I was really happy about that, and I'm glad that happened. All right. We come back right after these words.
Do you need flowers for a wedding anniversary, funeral, or for your sweetheart? Call Alex's Flowers today. 412-661-6071. Alex's Flowers is a full-service florist specializing in a variety of flowers, plants, balloons, fruit, munch, gourmet, and plush. 30 years in the flower business, Alex has the right flowers for you. Also online at alexsflowers.com. Auto repair can be expensive, and sometimes shops rip you off. But I have a shop for you to fix your car the right way at the right price. Big Dog Auto in West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Oil change, state inspection, and more. Call today, 412-999-0191. For good car repair, call the Big Dog. Big Dog's Auto. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, we're back here at the Ralph's Opinion Local Show, which is here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. And we go then at 9 tonight, and I'll be getting off shortly here and going to the at 9 o'clock, the Kneecap Biting Lions show on YouTube. Don't forget to tune in tonight for the NFL Roundtable, which is the show that I'm on every single Wednesday night. We talk NFL football and do a roundtable discussion about what's going on in the world of NFL. All right, let's wrap it up here. Casey McCormick, other local elections. Your thoughts, emails, comments. We have a few minutes here. All right. Just vote for who you think you like. Don't sit there and listen to these commercials. There's commercials out there where they're talking about how bad Bob Casey is. Let me tell you something. I met Bob Casey personally. That man has done more for Pennsylvania than anybody. And he was going to run for the Democratic Party before they put Joe Biden up last time, was going to put up Bob Casey, but he didn't want to do it. Okay?
Hello.
He really
This is
didn't
an
want to do it.
automated call.
So, I just wanted to, tell you that Bob Casey, I think, is probably going to win this election against Dave McCormick. If McCormick wins, that's fine. All right? These ads and commercials are just getting completely out of control. And the only thing I can tell you is this. Vote for who you think you want to vote for. That's right. All right. That's my Ralph's opinion on that today. Josh Shapiro, Nikki Haley, campaigning throughout the city. They're in Warrendale tonight, campaigning for Kamala Harris. See, where's Kamala Harris? As I mentioned earlier on Ralph's opinion, okay, Trump has been at every rally that he's ever put on. He doesn't have surrogates running all over the place other than J.D. Vance. You catch what I'm saying? He's doing it himself. And that's a good thing because Hillary Clinton lost the election to Trump, as I mentioned once before, because she did not go to Michigan. She kept sending the surrogates to surrogates. She was sick. Okay? That's probably another reason why she didn't get elected, health issues. But Josh Shapiro, Nikki Haley, who's an enemy of Trump, is in town tonight doing a rally out in Warrendale. Good for them. All right, Pepsi laying off workers in Harrisburg and Carlisle. We mentioned on Ralph's opinion, if you watched it earlier, Pepsi is laying people off all across the country. They just shut down a factory in Chicago, and now they're going into Carlisle and Harrisburg. And of course, they're going to do like every other company says. What do they say? Well, we're doing it for efficiency. Well, that's what we're doing it for. Okay. You get what I'm saying? They're doing it for efficiency. We're doing it to streamline things. We're doing things to make things better at less cost. Why, Pepsi? You make billions of dollars. What could you possibly need to do? Quit paying Bobby Flay to do commercials. Quit spending the millions of dollars at the Super Bowl. And maybe you might have some money to keep some of these workers employed, Pepsi. Okay? If I'm people in Carlisle and Harrisburg, I'm pissed. Because now Pepsi's closing down this plant and laying off workers, and they have more money than God. All right. We got a comment here. RxJ says, hello, RxJ. I'll talk with you soon here for the football roundtable. We're going to wrap things up here right now in a few moments. But thank you for participating in the discussion tonight. Okay. But that's the way it is now. These companies do that all the time. All right. All right. Just some programming notes. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, don't forget to tune in on the South Florida Tribune Network on YouTube and Facebook. The Fire Up Show, I'm on with Candy Ebling, myself, and Jeremy Ballrick. And once in a while, Scott Morganroth makes an appearance as well. And then we'll be back with post-game show as soon as the Steelers get back to daylight football. 1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock games. We don't do the night games, and they've played some night games here. So right now the post-game show is down for that right now. Pitt, we'll possibly have a post-game show after that. I have to look at the schedule. I didn't even look at the time yet. But keep track on my social media platforms, and I'll let you know if there's going to be a Pitt post-game for this week against SMU. Okay? I believe that game is late in the afternoon at 3:30, I think. I have to look. No, it's a night game. It's 8 o'clock at night, so there will be no post-game. All right. So I haven't been able to put the post-game show on because of that. But anyway, I'm Ralph Williams. It's been Ralph's Opinion Local. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Interested in being a sponsor, 412-545-4317 or RalphWilliams737 at gmail.com. You get all my podcasts, 2 radio shows, and we get to post your business up on www.rwmediaproductions.com, brought to you by Digital Data. Have yourself a great night, and thank you for watching.